guys, welcome back to another weekly weigh-in. So I'm a little bit late putting this up this week, but we will just pretty much get straight into it. You are probably here for this week's numbers. So let's just jump straight into that and then we'll go from there. All right, here you go. All right, so thrilled with that. But there's a but. So I've had this same scale for a couple of years now, and it has been within a normal range of my doctors. Because obviously when you weigh at, well, when I weigh at my doctor's, I'm generally later in the day, and unless she specifically told me to fast, you know, I've already had something to eat, and of course you wear different clothing, and so keeping all of those things in mind, her and my scale have pretty much been in agreement with each other. So when I got on it this week, and last week was 254, and this week it was like 244 and some change, and I thought, while it is possible for me to do 10 pounds in a week if I was super flare up inflamed, that wasn't the case. And I definitely didn't feel that way. And I thought, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. And I'm not a get on the scale, get off, get on, move it around, like look for the best number. I get on, I weigh once, I get off. That's the number that I take. So I thought, well, it's not telling me it needs new batteries, but let me just put some new batteries in there just in case. And put it back in, you know, the same spot, and it was 248 and some change. And that could have been possible, but again, I was like, well, I don't know. And so what I did was I actually dug out my scale from before this one. So I haven't used this, my older scale, I haven't used it like a couple of years. And that's what gave me the 250. And I thought, okay, you know what? That is probably either close or realistic anyway. So that's where I took that weight from. 244, I definitely don't think was right. But in saying all that, I was thinking about getting a new scale anyway. And so what I did was I went on to Amazon and I was looking for something, and I'm going to call it a Nana scale. I wanted something wider because my balance is horrible, and I wanted something non-glass. And so I was looking for like scales that they would use in a nursing home. And I came across several different types, and the one that I decided on, which I'll show you here, it is basically, it's an extra wide, and it has a rubber matte surface. Now, I don't use the, on both this scale I currently have and the one I had before, they do all of the biometrics. And so you can get your body composition and water composition and muscle mass and all that. And honestly, the electrical impulse that it sends out in order to get that information bothers the nerve damage in my feet. And so I wasn't using it. I was weighing with shoes on anyway. And so I don't need all of those. So this scale is just, I think actually it might even be a talking scale. And that was from the, if you have trouble with balance and you have, you know, a big belly and boobs that get in the way like I do, then, and you have to kind of like bend down in order to be able to see the number. They were saying in the reviews that some people found that particularly helpful from a balance standpoint. It also goes up to 550 pounds, which I'm not, and I don't need that. But I also found if you watch, 1,000-Pound Best Friends, the scale that they use, I saw that one too. And that one actually goes up to 700 pounds. And I have had a couple of people message me to ask if I knew where to get a scale that does over 350. And a lot of the ones that when I'm kind of looking through, there's a lot of them that do 400. Then the one I ordered does 550. And then I saw the one that does 700. So if you do need a heavier duty scale, just let me know and I'll throw you the link and you can look it up in Amazon. But anyway, so I've ordered the new scale. That'll be here, I guess, next week. Well, maybe this week, because I ordered that. I did weigh in on Sunday, and I went ahead and ordered it then, so it should be here by the end of this week, so I should have a new scale for weigh-in next week. And if you've ever switched scales, you know that there can be a tiny difference or there can be a huge difference. I don't have any idea. I would like to think that because this is a more robust scale, that it will be accurate, but we'll see. I don't know. Okay. Oh, speaking of scales, that made me think about in comparison to my doctor's scale. So the doctor's office called me yesterday, and they said that based on the results of what they had gotten back, my doc has ordered additional testing to be done before I see her again in the first week of February. So she wanted me to come in and let them stab me again. And so I drove into town today. And then when the very lovely lab tech came in, she said, oh, I can't do this today. 2 of these tests that she requires need to be done before 10 in the morning, and they have to be done with 14 hours fasting. And so they want me to make sure and do 14 hours fasting and to come see them tomorrow morning. So I will do that. And then once I have kind of all the information, then I will put it together and let you know what's going on there. So, now the only thing that I am going to change a little bit is, if you've been kind of following along with this, you know that because my insulin resistance issues have kind of come back full force, and I'm still waiting on those numbers, so I don't know quite how bad it is yet, but it's there. It's causing problems. We had decided to do what worked for me last time, which is to do 30% of my calories. Yes, 30% of my total calories as my carb target. So keto is 5%. So this isn't, I'm not doing that restrictive, but 30%, which is manageable. What I've noticed in the last couple of weeks is that I am super, super missing my fruit. I mean, like, really missing my fruit. And honestly, Kroger has had some troubles with their refrigeration section for a few weeks, and the produce has been, There's a lot of stuff I wasn't buying because it just wasn't that nice. Well, my cousin, who works in Virginia, so normally she is too far away to really be able to kind of help out. But long story short-ish, her car broke down. She needed to borrow my car. She's had my car. Well, then yesterday her car was ready, and so she needed to bring my car back. And I asked her if she minded stopping at the Food Lion, because we don't have that here. And I was like, do you mind stopping there and doing some shopping for me? And, I'll pay you to be my personal Instacart shopper. And she was like, that's fine. Just send me a list. So they had a bunch of produce on sale, and she said that particular store has very, very good quality produce. And so I was like, oh, okay. And so I went through their produce section in their app, and I made a little shopping list and sent it over to her, and she went in and she knows what I look for and what I like. And she brought me my car back, and I had all these groceries, which was fantastic. And so I have restocked my fridge. And one thing, I didn't get bananas because they are quite high in carbs, but I got a bunch of berries. I got all the berries: blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, blueberries. They had honeydew melon on sale, so I got she picked me out a really nice looking honeydew melon. I got all of the dark leafy green stuff that wasn't looking all that great at Kroger. And I'm trying to think, there was something else fruit-wise. There was the melon and the berries, because they are lower on the carb scale. But, and some apples and things like that. And I've got some stuff for some recipes coming up that I'm doing tonight. But it was I'm going to take that 30% carb and redistribute it differently, because I looked at my last couple of weeks and it wasn't intentional, I don't think, but by the time I had had sort of brunch and dinner, instead of having fruit as a snack, which I normally would, because the carbs were so much in that, I was actually having something else. I've been really enjoying these little Clio strawberry Greek yogurt bars. They're 9 grams of protein and 140 calories. And so if I get to the end of the day and I'm trying to be within 10 grams of my protein macro, then if I'm a little bit under, those little Clio bars have been perfect for that, and they're easy to fit in calorically. Now, for 140 calories, I could have a cup of mandarins, but unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that a half a cup of mandarins is like 17 to 19 grams of carbs. So we'd be looking at, anywhere from 35 to 40 grams of carbs. If I had a cup of mandarins that were the same calories as this Clio bar. So I was making these kind of trade-off decisions, and I haven't been having as much fruit, and I definitely have to change that this week because I missed my fruit. Okay. Ramble. I'm done now. There you go. So, doctor, bloods, meds, reshop, and yeah, I'll just kind of, I'll catch up with you next week, and I'll let you know. And if you are part of the Healthy Subscriber Group, my first Kitchen Adventure series launches tonight. You can go live with me there. If not, I'm going to put it up here on YouTube as well. So that'll be a weekly edition on Tuesday nights. And other than that, it's same old, and I will see you guys in a week. All right. Bye.